All right, everybody, welcome to the deep dive.
Today, we're getting our hands dirty.
Yeah,
We're talking all about materials handling
so if you're thinking about a career,
in a warehouse environment.
maybe you're prepping for an interview,
We are here.
to give you the tools and the confidence to nail it.
Absolutely.
We've got some awesome insights from RoleCatcher today.
Which is this amazing platform.
It's basically like a cheat code for job seekers
It really is.
to help you get ready for that interview.
A wealth of information on the role of a materials handler.
Yeah,
From typical interview questions.
all the way to industry trends.
Even AI-powered tools to help you stand out from the crowd.
AI-powered tools.
This is like next level stuff.
So before we get into like the real nitty-gritty, like,
What are those interview questions?
I'm going to ask you.
Let's just set the stage a little bit.
Sure.
What exactly does a materials handler do?
And what kind of environment are we talking about here?
So picture this.
You walk into this bustling warehouse, the symphony of forklifts beeping.
Constant movement of goods. A materials handler.
Is the maestro of this organized chaos.
Oh, I like that.
The maestro of the organized chaos.
So making sure that everything is flowing smoothly.
Yes.
From receiving to storage to shipping.
Exactly.
Okay, so definitely not a desk job.
Not at all.
All right, so what are some key things
That our listeners should really know about this role.
before they step into that interview?
First and foremost.
It's a physically demanding job.
Okay.
You're going to be on your feet a lot.
lifting,
Like-
potentially operating machinery.
Second,
Attention to detail.
Yeah.
It's critical.
accuracy in inventory management,
Order fulfillment.
safety procedures,
Okay, so strong back.
sharp mind.
Yes.
All right, so what about the career outlook?
Is this a field with potential?
Absolutely.
Looking at the RoleCatcher guide?
It indicates a projected growth of 4% over the next decade.
Wow, that's not bad.
What's driving that?
That's driven in part by...
You guessed it. The e-commerce boom,
Makes sense.
more online shopping.
Means more stuff needs to be moved,
Totally.
planned, and shipped.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
But I think you mentioned something earlier about robots.
Yes.
So is that changing the game a little bit?
Automation is a big factor nowadays.
Okay.
Warehouses are increasingly using robots and automated systems.
For tasks like picking and packing?
Interesting.
This doesn't mean human workers are obsolete.
Okay, good.
I was a little worried there.
But it does mean the role is evolving.
Okay, so how can someone address this in an interview?
Should they be worried about, like, competing with robots for a job?
It's not about competing.
Okay.
It's about demonstrating adaptability
Highlight your willingness to learn new technologies.
and work collaboratively with automated systems.
Employers value that kind of forward-thinking mindset.
That's a great point.
Okay, so enough scene setting.
Let's get to the heart of this deep dive,
Let's do it.
the interview questions.
All right, let's fire away.
And remember, RoleCatcher provides not only the questions,
But also insights into what hiring managers are really looking for with each one.
that's so helpful.
All right, so first up,
A question that might seem basic.
but is crucial for any materials handler.
Describe your experience with inventory management.
Oh,
So they're testing your understanding.
of how to track
Sure.
and manage materials efficiently.
Think beyond just listing tasks
Showcase your attention to detail.
and ability to maintain accuracy.
So what's a good approach here?
Should our listener just like rattle off every inventory system?
They've ever used.
Focus on specific examples.
Okay.
Maybe you used a software program,
Like a warehouse management system.
or you developed a system for labeling and organizing materials.
Quantify your accomplishments.
Did you reduce errors?
Improve efficiency.
Did you save the company money?
So it's about showing them
You understand the impact,
of good inventory management.
not just the mechanics of it.
Yes.
Okay, what if someone's newer to the field?
And they don't have a ton of direct inventory management experience.
Think outside the warehouse.
Okay.
Did you manage stock in a retail job?
Or track equipment in a volunteer role
Connect those experiences
to the skills needed for inventory management.
and highlight your transferable skills.
Okay, great advice.
Now let's shift gears to a question that digs into.
How you handle multiple tasks.
Okay?
How do you prioritize your tasks?
When handling multiple projects at once.
I feel like this is a question for anyone.
In any job ever.
It's a universal challenge for sure.
This question is all about showcasing your time management skills and your ability to stay organized and focused under pressure.
Especially in that fast-paced warehouse environment.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do we avoid sounding,
Like we're just winging it.
or worse, prone to panicking when things get hectic?
Again, specific examples are your friend.
Okay.
Walk them through your process.
Maybe you create a prioritized to-do list.
Break down larger projects into smaller steps.
Or use a visual system.
Like a Kanban board.
That's a good point.
A clear process makes you seem less like you're scrambling.
Okay, now let's move to a question.
That's more specific to the world of materials handling.
All right.
Can you describe your experience operating heavy machinery?
This is where any certifications you have come into play.
Oh, yeah.
Forklift certification.
Pallet jack
I
experience.
mentioned it.
And remember, safety is paramount in a warehouse environment.
Right. Nobody wants a forklift ballet gone wrong.
Exactly.
So it's not just about showing you can operate the equipment.
It's about showing you can operate it safely.
Precisely.
Describe how you follow safety protocols.
Inspect machinery before use.
And contribute to a safe work environment.
Any additional training on specific equipment is a bonus.
Okay, great.
Now on to a question.
That might seem straightforward.
But is actually testing your attention to detail.
Okay.
How do you ensure that materials are stored in the correct location?
It sounds deceptively simple.
Don't underestimate it.
This is about accuracy and following procedures.
It shows you understand the importance of a well-organized warehouse.
And can prevent costly mistakes.
So what kind of details should our listener include in their answer?
Talk about your process for verifying locations.
Double-checking labels.
And using any storage systems that might be in place.
Like barcode scanners or warehouse management software?
Show them you're meticulous.
Okay, so being organized is key.
In a fast-paced warehouse.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to a question.
That's all about those interpersonal skills.
Okay.
Can you describe a time?
When you had to handle a difficult situation with a coworker or supervisor.
The dreaded behavioral question.
You're trying to gauge your conflict resolution skill.
Your professionalism.
And your ability to find solutions while staying calm.
And I'm guessing the big avoid here.
Is bad-mouthing anyone?
Exactly.
Even if they were totally in the wrong?
Right, even if they were totally wrong.
This isn't about assigning blame.
Okay.
So how do we answer this one?
Choose a situation you successfully navigated.
And focus on the steps you took to resolve it.
Did you actively listen?
Communicate clearly.
Find a compromise.
So it's about showing you could be part of the solution.
Not the drama.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's shift gears back.
To a more technical question.
Right.
How do you handle a high-pressure situation?
They want to see if you can stay calm.
Think clearly.
And prioritize effectively when things get hectic.
It's about showcasing your resilience and your ability to perform under pressure.
So how do we avoid sounding like we crumble under pressure?
Again, think of a specific example.
Okay.
Maybe a time you met a tight deadline.
Dealt with a sudden change of plans.
Or resolved a shipping error.
Oh, okay. Good examples.
I think everyone can relate to feeling the pressure in those situations.
It's natural.
But the key is to show how you manage it.
Did you take a moment to collect your thoughts?
Break the problem down into smaller steps.
Or seek help from a colleague?
Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Specific examples.
Focus on the skills.
And show them you can handle whatever the warehouse throws at you.
Exactly.
Remember, interviews are about highlighting your strengths.
And how they align with the role.
All right, let's tackle another question.
That focuses on a specific skill set.
Okay.
Can you describe your experience with shipping and receiving?
Seems pretty straightforward.
But I bet there are nuances we should be aware of.
You're right. It's more than just moving boxes around.
Okay.
More to it than that.
It's about understanding the entire process.
From verifying orders
To handling documentation.
to coordinating with carriers.
So what kind of details would really impress an interviewer?
Highlight your knowledge of shipping documents.
Like bills of lading.
Your ability to identify and resolve discrepancies.
And your experience working with different carriers.
Mention any specific software or tracking systems you've used.
So it's about showing you understand the big picture.
How all the pieces fit together.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's move on to a question.
That sounds a bit more intense. Can you describe your experience with hazardous materials?
This feels like a more specialized question.
You're right.
It's geared towards candidates.
With specific training and experience handling hazardous materials.
Safety is paramount here.
Okay, so safety first.
What else should someone emphasize in their answer?
Definitely highlight any specialized training or certifications you have.
Walk them through your process.
For identifying hazardous materials.
Following proper handling procedures.
Wearing appropriate safety gear.
And disposing of waste correctly.
It sounds like there's no room for error when
Yeah.
it comes to hazardous materials.
No.
All right, let's move on to another question.
That tests attention to detail.
Okay.
Can you describe your experience with quality control inspections?
This is about showcasing your meticulousness.
And your understanding of quality standards?
You want to show.
You take pride in ensuring products meet the highest standards.
So how can someone really shine in their answer?
Again, specific examples are key.
All right, we love those.
Specific examples are our friend,
Talk about your experience using inspection tools or checklists,
your process for identifying and documenting defects.
and your communication skills in reporting your findings.
If you improved quality control processes,
Mention that too.
it sounds like being proactive and having a keen eye for detail.
Can really set you apart in this area.
Yes.
All right, let's wrap up this question marathon.
With one final challenge.
Okay.
How do you ensure that materials are delivered to the correct location?
This feels similar to the earlier question about storage.
But with a delivery twist.
But you're right, they're both about accuracy and attention to detail.
But this one focuses on the delivery process.
So what kind of details would make for a strong answer here?
Talk about verifying addresses
Confirming delivery instructions?
and handling unexpected issues.
Like incorrect addresses?
For damaged goods,
Mention any experience using GPS systems
delivery tracking software.
or electronic logging devices.
It sounds like taking ownership of the delivery process.
From start to finish is key here.
Yeah.
We just tackled a ton of interview questions.
I know we did.
I feel like we've given our listener a serious workout.
But also some really solid strategies for approaching those questions.
Absolutely.
But remember, practice makes perfect.
Yes.
Practice, practice, practice.
RoleCatcher allows you to record and review your answers.
To identify any weaknesses and continually refine your responses.
Speaking of RoleCatcher,
They offer more than just practice questions, right?
right, they do.
Their AI can actually analyze your answers.
Oh, wow.
This is getting really fancy.
And provide feedback tailored to specific job descriptions.
It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Wait, tell me more about that.
How does the AI actually work? So how does this AI magic work?
It's not about judging your tone,
Okay.
but rather analyzing the content of your answers.
You input your answers.
The AI compares them against the specific skills and keywords.
Emphasized in the job description,
Okay.
and then provides feedback on how well you address those key points.
Wow.
That's incredibly useful
It's like having an insider's guide.
to what the hiring manager is really looking for.
Exactly.
So it's not just about having a canned answer.
It's about tailoring your response.
To each specific job you're applying for,
Exactly.
the AI helps you identify areas where your answers could be stronger,
Or more relevant,
giving you a competitive edge.
it's like having a personalized roadmap to interview success.
Okay, that's amazing.
So RoleCatcher is clearly a powerful tool.
For anyone prepping for a materials handler interview.
But I'm also curious about the bigger picture of this career path.
What are some things our listeners should keep in mind?
As they consider this field,
That's a great question.
it's important to remember that materials handling isn't just one job.
Right.
There's more to it.
It's a whole field with various roles and potential for growth.
So it's not just about moving boxes forever.
There's room for advancement.
Absolutely.
The RoleCatcher Career Guide outlines various career stages,
From entry-level
like
positions
warehouse associate
to more specialized roles like inventory control specialist,
or shipping and receiving coordinator.
all the way up to supervisory and management positions,
Okay, so there's a ladder to climb,
which is encouraging.
but let's be real for a moment.
Yeah.
We talked about the physical demands earlier.
Is this a career that takes a toll on your body?
It's definitely a physically active job.
Okay.
You're on your feet a lot,
Lifting,
bending.
reaching,
There can be repetitive motions
and you might be working in environments.
that are noisy, hot or cold.
So it's important to be aware of the physical realities of the job.
Yes.
But for those who thrive in a hands-on, fast-paced environment,
It can be a great fit.
exactly. And it's a career with tangible results.
You're part of a team.
That's making sure products get where they need to go
That businesses run smoothly.
and that consumers get what they ordered.
Exactly.
There's definitely a satisfaction.
That comes from knowing.
You're a vital part of that process.
Okay, so we've covered the role itself,
The interview questions.
and even how RoleCatcher can give you an AI-powered boost.
Before we wrap up, I have one final thought I want to share.
And it's actually a question for our listener.
Okay, I like it.
We talked about how automation is changing the game in warehouses. So here's the question for our listener. If you were in charge of a warehouse, how would you use technology to improve efficiency and safety?
That's a fantastic question to consider.
Yeah.
It really gets you thinking.
It shows that you're not just looking for a job.
Right.
You're thinking about the future of the field.
Exactly.
You're not intimidated by the robots.
You want to use them to make things better.
Exactly, and it opens the door for a conversation.
Maybe you talk about using robots for repetitive tasks
Okay.
to reduce strain on workers.
Or implementing wearable technology to monitor fatigue and prevent accidents.
Those are great examples
It shows you're thinking critically and creatively.
about how to leverage technology for positive impact.
And that's what sets you apart as a candidate.
It shows you're not just looking for a paycheck.
You're invested in the industry's future.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of materials handling,
I want to leave our listener with one final thought.
you've gotten a crash course on the role
Tackled those tough interview questions.
and even learned how AI can boost your prep.
Now it's time to put it all into action.
And remember, practice makes perfect.
Yes.
Use those insights from RoleCatcher
Rehearse your answers.
and walk into that interview with confidence.
Exactly. Showcase your skills, highlight your strengths, and demonstrate your enthusiasm for the world of materials handling. We're cheering you on.
Just luck with that interview, and remember, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing.